Hello, everybody, and welcome to our first episode of Podcast of Two Halves. We are delighted to have you with us, and we hope you go on to enjoy this podcast. As this is our first episode, we thought it would be a good idea to just quickly introduce ourselves and tell you guys who we are, what we do, and who we support. As we are currently midway through the English football season, we thought it would be a good idea to start by giving you predictions for the Premier League and the Championship, and that will be coming up shortly. But before that, we're going to introduce ourselves. So, Mo, do you want to kick off the first half of this podcast of Two Halves and tell us a bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Mo, I'm 19. I'm currently studying football business and marketing at UCFE, and I support Preston. Isaac, do you want to introduce yourself?
Pretty much mirrors what Mo said. I'm Isaac, 19 years old, currently studying football business and marketing at UCFB at the Etihad campus, and I'm a Preston fan. Ethan?
I'm Ethan, I'm 19, I study at UCFB, football business and media, and I'm an Everton fan.
Unfortunately.
Cheers, boys. I'm George. I'll be your host for this podcast for the foreseeable future. I'm 20. I study football business and marketing at UCFB, just like Isaac and Mo do. And I'm a Manchester United fan, which has been pretty fun this season, not going to lie.
Not been so bad, have we?
Yeah, not too bad. We've got a game tonight and we can go second going into 2021.
Yeah, I think
Can't
got
complain.
a game in hand, and if they win that, they're 2 points off Liverpool, if my memory's correct.
Yeah, we are. I've been waiting for ages for that game in hand to get sorted because
Yeah, you just
like
feel like
every week we're waiting for it.
Yeah, you keep saying you got a game in hand. You just want to get
Game
that
in
points
hand
on the
every
board.
week.
When's
Yeah.
United Liverpool?
17th of Jan.
I think that'll be a real insight of
Huge.
if Manchester United are title contenders and if they're serious. I
Is it
feel like
Anfield?
Liverpool usually struggle. Is it at Old Trafford, the game?
No, it's at Anfield.
That's
Ooh,
tough
I was
then,
going to
that
say
fan
Liverpool
noise.
tend to struggle at Old Trafford.
Yeah, they do. We obviously struggle at Anfield. I don't think we've won there
Yeah.
since Juan Mata scored a brace in like
That was a great goal.
2015.
Feels like
It
a
was.
lifetime ago now.
Right, perfect, boys. So now that's out of the way, we're going to jump into the second half of this pod, which is each of our predictions for the rest of the current Premier League and Championship seasons. We're currently sat in game week 16 of the Premier League, with Liverpool sitting narrowly at the top of the tree, and game week 22 of the Championship is later on tonight as we record this. So does anyone want to get us started and give us their predictions?
Yeah, I'll get us going with the Championship. So, for my top two, I've got Norwich and Bournemouth. And who I've got going through the playoffs is Watford. I just can't see past them three. They've kept all the big hitters. Norwich have still got Pookie. Bournemouth have still got David Brooks. And Watford have still got the likes of Ismail Assar. I just feel like these players, the Premier League players, they're playing in the Championship.
Yeah.
Especially David Brooks, Pookie. They've been there before, they've done it. So far, what we've seen is the top three, they've been dominant. I know Watford has sacked the manager. Personally, I thought it was harsh to fifth in the table. Me and Isaac, you would have watched the game as well against Preston. Watford looked a really good side to me. They looked dominant. They looked a lot better than us. I feel like we did all right, and we still lost the game 4-1.
Yeah, I don't think we did too much, apart from the scoreline, too much wrong that day. Obviously, their quality just shone through. The 4-1 scoreline probably was a reflection of how just good they are, and I've also got them to go up. Whether not in automatics, I don't know. I've actually gone for Norwich and Swansea, my top two in no particular order. Swansea, I just think they're a really good side under the current manager. They've got a great strike force in Ayew and Lowe. They've got 8 and 6 goals respectively this season, so it's a great return for only half of the season gone. 12 clean sheets in 21 games. I mean, that's some stat in itself, really.
Yeah.
I think Swansea could be real promotion challenges this season.
See, I've got Swansea sitting in 6th position. I feel like they will get playoffs. but I just don't see him being as strong as the likes of Norwich, as the Bournemouths or Watford. I've also got Brentford and Reading above him. I feel like Brentford's recruitment is possibly the best in England. It's brilliant how they can get rid of the best players each season and they never fail to replace them. They've got rid of Watkins and Ben Rama this season for 33 million and 25 million respectively, and they brought in Ivan Toney for £10 million, and he's scoring majority of the weeks. I think he's single-handedly scoring majority of their goals.
He's scored 16 times in their 21 games this season.
16 times.
Crazy.
What phenomenal! How important were Watkins and Ben Rama for Brentford last season? When they left, people were like writing them off. You can't. They seem to replace them every season. The season before, they got rid of Morpay for 20 million, and they've replaced him. They got Watkins for 1.5 million from Exeter, and they've sold him on for 33 million. It's a big difference.
They knew what they were doing selling into Villa. They knew Villa would need to panic buy come the end of the transfer window.
Yeah. I feel like they handled the situation very well. Also, Josh De Silva just signed a new contract. They got him for a free from Arsenal, and he's been brilliant in that sense. Yeah, he's a brilliant player. I've watched him play so many times. I watched him against Newcastle actually.
Yeah, cool.
Last week, and he scored. He scored a goal to take Brentford to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. They've played Premier League sides. They've knocked, I think, 3 Premier League sides in the competition. I feel like Brentford. I feel like they are a good side this season.
Going back to the league, they didn't start particularly well.
No, they didn't.
Whereas in the last 10 games, they're unbeaten. 22 points from the last 10, 4 draws in there, 6 wins. That's top of the form. And I think you're not losing in 10 games. It's sort of when are they going to lose? Sort of.
Yeah, I feel like they're defensively been better this season than they have been in the past. Tony didn't score for the first few games. I think
and scored 2 against us.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think and then he's kept scoring from there. But we watched him that day. Brentford first half, they didn't have much in it, but Tony had 2 chances. He scored 2 chances. He's a clinical striker. I've also got Reading finishing the playoffs. I feel like they're an organised side, and with a striker like Lucas Chow up front, he knows the league very well. I don't feel like they'll go up, but I feel like they'll be in the top 6.
They've sort of done the opposite of Brentford. They were on fire, weren't they, at the start of the season?
They were, yeah. Yeah. I feel like the top 3 that came down last season are just a bit too strong for everyone else.
They haven't really lost.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel like the January transfer window is very important, though. If they keep the big players, such as your David Brooks, he's a really good player, David Brooks. Do I feel like someone will pay 50 million for him? Absolutely not. Can't see anyone spending that type of cash.
I definitely didn't want him when Man United were linked with him. That's for sure.
Is that what they're after?
Yeah, they're asking for 50 million for him. I feel like David Brooks is a very good player, and he's, for me, arguably the best player in the Championship. 50 million, it's a lot of money. Leicester wanted him in the summer, but they couldn't justify paying that sort of money. I feel like if these 3 teams don't get promoted, they're in danger because the players will all start leaving for Premier League clubs. And then it's not easy getting out of this division. So it's a big season for them, 3. But for me, I feel like they will do it. Watford have got a new manager. They got a really good result against Norwich on the weekend.
I thought that was really harsh to
sack the manager.
To sack the manager, yeah. He's
They were 4th, weren't they? Only sacked him.
I think it was 5th, but yeah.
He had 11 games in charge, won 6, drawn 3, only losing 2. I mean, it's not a bad return. You saw them in the playoffs.
It's the wrong though,
why?
Yeah, I just feel like Watford, they're not a club to give a manager so much time, and I did see where it come from, but I thought it was very harsh.
It's that result straight away.
Yeah, it's a results-based business, and for the squad they had, I didn't think they were punching at the weight. I did think it was very harsh, 5th in the Championship, but it's football for you. It's not always fair. But yeah, I've got them, the top 6 of Norwich, Bournemouth, Watford, Brentford, Reading and Swansea, with Norwich, Bournemouth and Watford getting promoted. I feel like Stoke and Blackburn won't be far off. I feel like the Stoke, they're a solid side. They're physical. I just feel like they won't have enough. Blackburn, I just don't seem to understand what's going on there. They've got such a good attacking force. They've got a front three of Armstrong, Harvey Elliott, Brereton, and Dax coming back as well. It's just
They already got promoted.
Pardon?
They already got promoted, didn't they?
Yeah, Blackburn fans did think they're as good as promoted when they signed Barry Douglas, Harvey Elliott, and that, of course, that win at Deepdale. But I just feel like they are a very good side, not being biased. I just don't know what goes wrong. They really struggle against better sides in the league, in particular the top six and the top half of the table. And if they want to get the top six, something has to change. But I feel like Stoke and Blackburn, they might just not have enough. What about you, Ethan? Who have you got to go up?
Well, I've got Norwich to win the league. I think
Yeah.
they've only lost Godfrey and Jamal Lewis, really. Still, Wendy. I think Wendy is the best player in the league.
He's very good.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
brilliant
and they've
player.
got Daniel Farke, who's been in charge for his fourth season now. They've got like Bournemouth manager, I've got Bournemouth second, Jason
Yeah.
Tindall. He's not
Agreed.
experienced enough, I don't think, to like,
Yeah, when you've got a
win the
manager
league
that's
straight away.
when you've got a manager that's been there that long and he's already done it from this division with the same side, it's like
Yeah.
he's more or less going to do it again this season, I think.
Still got Cantwell as well, Norwich.
Really?
Yeah, I think. It will
yeah.
go.
Who's the left back again? Max Aarons. I think he's a really good player as well. They are
Yeah,
pretty
little Bayern
well
Munich,
played.
weren't he, in the summer?
Yeah. Who else was he linked with?
He's meant to go to Barca or something, weren't he?
Yeah, Barcelona.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. I remember Barcelona were linked with him, and the next week he's playing against Preston. It's just like I feel like Farke knows the Norwich side really well, and that's why I think they're recruited well as well. They've got players like Jordan Hugill coming off the bench. It's just like it's a really strong squad. I think they've got a really ridiculous amount of injuries as well at the moment, and they're still getting results.
They brought Skip in from Spurs on loan as well. That's been a really good signing.
Yeah, good sign. I feel like they've not sold many players and they've brought in players, and I feel like second half of the season, the Norwiches, the Bournemouth and the Watford, they'll have the squads back end of the season.
Their quality will show through, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like at the moment they are doing very well, and it's clear that them three are probably the best three sides in the league. Second half of the season, the squad, I feel like it'll all start coming together and there'll be too much for everyone else.
I think we've all got the same top five, haven't we? But it's just like sixth place. It's a toss-up between quite a few sides.
Yeah, I feel like the top half, the championship.
I don't think there'll be much movement.
I was looking at the league table and I'm just looking at the teams underneath. Usually you've got your teams like Nottingham Forest and your Derby's challenging, but they're on the other side of the division. So I was just looking at the chasing pack. I didn't feel like they had much threat.
What about
Barnsley have got 18 from the last 10.
I think they're like 4 points after playoffs or something like that. Yeah, Barnsley.
Middlesbrough manager as well. Neil Warnock.
Yeah, Warnock knows this division better than everyone.
Do you not fancy Preston creeping up there, boys?
Love to, but I don't
being
know.
realistic, I can't see Preston challenging.
You're not that
Mid-table
far,
would
though,
probably
are
be a good season.
We're only 5 points off, I think, is it?
Nah, I think we're 7 points. I think it is because Watford played late kickoff and beat Norwich. I don't think we'll get playoffs. Mid-table is probably a good season. We've made one signing in the summer. Preston, I just feel like the contract situation's massive with us. We've got Ben Davis, Ben Pearson, Darnell Fisher, Alan Brown. Am I missing anyone else?
Did you say DJ?
And Daniel Johnson, that's the one. Their contracts end at the end of the season. Our best 5 players in my opinion.
I think Brown signing a new deal's a better transfer than anyone this window.
Yeah. Brown, brilliant player. I think Ben Davis is absolutely massive for us.
Was he linked with Sheffield United?
Yeah.
Recently?
I don't think he'll go Sheffield United in January personally because they've not got the money and they're only looking for
They want loan, don't they?
Why would we loan him? His contract ends in the summer.
Right then, boys. Who've we got to go down to League One?
I've got Wickham, bottom of the table. What have you got, Aye?
Yeah, Wickham. 1 point from the last 5 games. I can't see them finding any form at all, really.
Yeah, I'm going with the same. I'm going for Wickham as well. Don't think they have the squad.
Yeah,
They weren't supposed to go up in the first place. There was 8.
Yeah,
It's been a
great fairy tale for them to get here because of obviously what happened with the promotion situation. But I don't think they're a championship squad, unfortunately.
Yeah, one of my mates, Sunderland fan that we all know, Adam from uni, he was really annoyed with that.
Because Sunderland were 6, weren't they?
Sunderland were first, weren't they? In swaps.
Yeah, I feel like that was harsh because Wickham, they probably didn't deserve to get playoffs. They were outside the playoffs. It was on points per game, or they were weighted differently or something. They weren't supposed to get the playoffs, and then somehow playoffs is anyone's game. They got promoted. I just feel like they don't have enough in them to stay up. They've not really got a squad there to be good enough from over the course of this season. Second to bottom, we've got Rotherham.
I've got Rotherham as well, yeah. Again, they're sort of like the West Brom of the Prem and the Championship, aren't they? Every time they go up and come back down again. I think they are too good for League One. They come up every season, but then they might have lasted 1-2 years max in the Championship over the last sort of 5-6 years, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think they're good enough again.
I feel like they're too good for League One and not good enough at Championship. But then again,
a bit of a yo-yo club.
Then again, they got 3 points against us, didn't they?
Yeah,
they looked all right, Rotherham, actually, but I don't think they're strong enough.
How I see it is they're competing against really good sides. Derby, we played against them at the week on Saturday. They had 10 men for majority of the game. They defended so well. They've got good players. They've got a good squad in there. Nottingham Forest, Sheffield Wednesday. These are clubs with very good players. Sheffield Wednesday have got players like Adam Reach. He scored again on the weekend. He scores regular. They've sacked the manager. I don't know what's going on. If they get a decent manager in, I think they'll have more than enough to stay up.
I don't know who's going to want to manage them after what's happened with Pulis. How long's he been in there?
45 days, I think.
Yeah, 45 days. That's it. Yeah.
No one realistically will look at that and think, "Oh, I want the owner who's going to back me like he's done with Pulis."
I don't know why anyone would want that job after how the owners have treated the last few managers. I feel like someone will get it that's not well known, so it might be someone that's foreign but I feel like a decent manager keeps them in the division comfortably just because the squad they've got.
I think Pulis.
I think they'll get relegated.
I think the sacking of Pulis will hurt them.
Yeah.
Even though the quality, I don't know if they'll go down, but I think they'll really struggle.
I feel like they'll be all right just because the quality of players they've got in the squad.
But did he want to play for Sheffield Wednesday? Because it seems like they're not really too bothered.
Well, what I didn't get is Pulis has got 4 points from the last 2 games. So what's that sacking for?
Yeah.
They got points.
He's picking up form. See, probably the best form they've had all season, 4 from the last 2. So I really don't understand why he's gone. Can't justify it.
Yeah. Well,
especially starting from minus whatever it was.
Minus 6 or 7 in the end, because they got half in it.
Yeah, minus 6, I think it was. But yeah, it was a harsh one. But Sheffield Wednesday, the club's a shambles at the moment. But luckily, I think they've got the quality of players that will keep in the division. That's
who goes down instead then? Because obviously
I've got QPR.
I was thinking QPR.
See, the reason I've gone for QPR is they've really been struggling. They've not replaced one of the best players in the Championship, and I feel he carried QPR last season.
Yeah.
What a player he was. When he played against us, they had 10 men, and he single-handedly won him the game, scoring. I just feel like Eze, big blow, they've not replaced him, and you can't afford to do that. I just feel like the likes, as I said already, Derby, Nottingham Forest and Sheffield Wednesday will stop.
Just looking at the bottom 5 now, you've got Sheffield Wednesday, Forest and Derby. You'd expect them to be in the playoffs every season.
Yeah. If Sheffield Wednesday didn't have the transfer ban, you'd be thinking then 3 teams will be challenging for the playoffs. You wouldn't be thinking they'll be in the relegation, but that's why I feel like QPR. However, they've got January to try and justify for it, but if they don't replace Eze, you don't deserve to stay in the league. It's simple as that.
Yeah. Perfect, boys. I think we've covered the Championship quite well there. Do we want to jump over to the Premier League?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Anyone want to kick us off?
Can do. It's tossed up between Liverpool, City, and United for me to win the league. But I've gone for Liverpool just because
regrettably.
I feel like,
yeah.
But I feel
Same
like
for me.
They're not as good as they were previous seasons.
100%. Last season
United,
they would not have drawn to West Brom.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
United are much better side than they were last season, but I don't think they're ready to win the league yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I think Liverpool still win it.
We're a very young squad. We've got very few people in the team that know how to win. There's De Gea, there's Matic, there's Bruno, Telles, to name a few. But apart from that, it's a very young team. Our strike force is also very young. You can tell by the amount of chances that they miss every game. I think if we, I don't know, maybe in January if we manage to sign a centre back or a defensive midfield.
Who are you looking at?
Yeah.
I don't really know, to be honest. We've got Amad Diallo from Atalanta, who's a right winger. He's 19, and we're looking. Yeah, and we're looking at a defensive midfielder from Ecuador who's also 19, but no one who's really established. No one who's like in their 26, 27 sort of gap that I think we need to shore up that defence and potentially go for the title. I've got Liverpool as well. I just think they'll have too much in the end, even though they are missing key defenders at the moment. I think Van Dijk will be back by the end of the season, definitely.
Yeah, he's back in around training ground as well.
Yeah, he is 100%. So I think when they get Van Dijk back, they'll kick on and they'll start to look like the Liverpool of last season. So I've got Liverpool first on mine as well. What about you boys?
Yeah, I've got Liverpool as well. The reason for that is they just seem to get the results. They're not the same Liverpool side we've seen last season and the season before. Everyone knows that the league's not as good, but like that Tottenham game, there was nothing in it. Tottenham had chances to win the game. The difference was Liverpool took the chance they got and Tottenham didn't. It's simple as that. Every game you see, like majority of the time, they're drawing 1-1 or 0-0. They seem to find that goal somehow.
It's a lot of the other team missing chances.
Yeah, and I feel like the presence of playing Liverpool, the strikers seem to feel it.
Especially at Anfield.
Yeah, definitely. Aaron Connolly went through and missed against him, clean through on goal. I think it was Carvalho for Fulham. He went through and missed. Who did West Brom? Was it
Karlan Grant?
Karlan Grant, yeah.
Everyone seems to miss a big chance against him. I feel Alisson's a really good keeper.
Alisson's unbelievable.
Yeah,
if Alisson, he is slightly injury prone for a goalkeeper. So if he perhaps gets injured again, I think maybe another team could creep up there. But if he can stay fit for every game, then I think they'll be fine.
I didn't used to think a world-class goalkeeper would make a difference to a top Premier League goalkeeper, but it does make a difference, obviously.
Yeah, huge.
Well, I'm not saying Adrian's great, but when Adrian comes in, it's like it's just
Kelleher's the number 2 now, isn't he?
Kelleher came in and done well.
Yeah.
What game was that?
I can't remember. I think it was a couple.
Champions League game, that's the one, yeah.
Something like the Arsenal keeper again. I don't know who it was against the other week.
Runarsson against City.
Yeah, that was so poor. He didn't look like a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
his positioning was awful.
Stood on his post for free kicks.
Yeah, it was so like routine save, and he just somehow ended up in the net.
Even when coming out for one-on-ones and whatnot, it was just. I didn't think he was a good goalkeeper at all.
Yeah,
I think though this season it's close. Like there won't be anyone stand out. Win the league by 20.
I fancy Spurs for top 4.
Yeah, so do I. Liverpool, City, United, Spurs. Just Spurs.
See, I've got Chelsea.
Yeah, me too.
The reason I've got Chelsea 4th is I know they're on a bad patch of form and they're playing dreadful at the moment. I feel like the players have got in the side, such as Werner, Pulisic. I feel like Drew's a really good striker, personally. I think he's
100%.
The fullbacks are Reece James and Chilwell going forward. I don't think there's many better than them in the league, bar Trent and Robertson going forward. The crosses are put into the box. Drew is perfect. I just feel like this tide will come together as the season goes on, but something needs to change because right now they're not ticking at all.
I think it's down to Werner and Havertz if they can find form or not.
I think they'll click too late.
Yeah, they just haven't clicked at all.
Yeah, I think Werner's a really good player. People are slagging him off, and I think it's pathetic. Yeah, he's having an awful time at the moment, but we've seen what he's done in the past. I feel like once he finds his feet in the league and plays through the middle, but I don't know because I personally have Giroud up front. The goals will come. Yeah, I just feel like Spurs,
I think he suits the way the fullbacks cross as well.
Yeah,
with how highly I think Giroud's the perfect man for Chelsea up front.
The thing with Chelsea is like they aren't beat anyone like around him, so they're losing points to teams around him. And the best team they beat is West Ham this season. They got beat to Wolves recently. Everton beat Arsenal. Yeah, that's what I mean. Leeds and West Ham are like the two best teams they beat this season. They haven't beat anyone.
I saw a stat the other day that they're not beating anyone, but I can't remember what place it was exactly. But it's something like
10th.
10th.
Yeah.
They need to sort that out.
Well, the thing with Spurs is, they're struggling at the moment. They're having a bad time. Something needs to change, but I just feel like they will start kicking on. The thing with Spurs is Jose will get them results, and their form's not great at the moment. They will start picking up, but they rely too much on Son and Kane for me. An injury of one of them two, I feel like that's it. They're done.
100%.
How many games have we watched Spurs this season, and there's been nothing in the game, and Kane or Son produce something? I could name a few from the top of my head, such as like Burnley and West Brom. It's just like there's so much pressure on their shoulders, and when they don't produce, Spurs lose. Simple as that. Like Leicester game, Wolves game. I just feel like they don't have enough in them creatively, other than Son and Kane.
And Dombele's really impressed me, but there's always questions around his fitness. I feel like he always gets hooked around the 70th minute every game because he just can't carry on anymore. But
there was one game I watched. I forgot what it was. He was dynamite in midfield, just charging through, just like I don't know.
He was brilliant against Wolves as well, but
scored the first minute.
The way Spurs set up. I mean, Mourinho for Manchester United did the exact same thing, and it's why I didn't like him. As soon as he gets a lead, he just wants to defend it, and you can't do that for 90 minutes in the Premier League.
See, that's what cost them against Wolves. They got that early goal. You can't sit back from the first minute of the game. I feel like Wolves are poor at the moment. Without Jimenez, they've got nothing going forward. They just sat back and invited pressure. The goal's going to come eventually, isn't it? Fair enough if you score in the 60th minute. You can sit back a little bit, but not from the first minute.
Yeah, agreed. My top four is Liverpool, Man City second. I think Man United and City will be very close this season. They're currently very close. They've both got a game in hand. Well, City have got two now, haven't they, after what happened last night with the game being called off.
Yeah.
And I've got Spurs just creeping in fourth ahead of Chelsea, and then Leicester making up the top six as well. I've been quite impressed by Leicester. But their home form, I think they've lost 5 games at home now, 4 or 5, including one to Fulham as well. Their home form's it's not been great. So if they can sort that out, then I think they'll be in for a good season.
How do you reckon Everton are going to finish up, Ethan?
Well, it's going to be a toss-up between Leicester and Everton for that top 6, I think. But Everton have a lot of injuries at the moment. Like 4 of our best players are out: Richarlison, Rodriguez, Digne, and Allen. So I think in the end, they'll just about beat us. Like we played them and beat them 2-0 at King Power, but as you said, the home form isn't great at all. But I think they'll just
I think
all the top.
I think Everton's squad depth is going to be the thing that's going to cost them more than anything.
Yeah.
Because your players off the bench just aren't good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're not at all.
I think your starting 11 is very capable of getting top 6 though, if you can get players fit for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah,
we don't have a striker to bring on if Calvert-Lewin gets injured. Like
Cenk Tosun.
It's not great.
No.
See, I've got Everton finishing 6th for me. The reason for that is I think Carlo Ancelotti is one of the best managers in Europe. Never mind the league. Everton were crying out for a big manager like him. Like they've had managers like Big Sam. Don't get me wrong, I rate him very highly, but not.
It's horrible football to watch, though.
Yeah. Ancelotti wants it as well. You can tell he wants to make Everton succeed.
Right. So how I seen it is, look at this recruitment this summer compared to previous season. The signing players like Sigurdsson, Iwobi, we're talking 50 million pounds for these players. This summer he's brought in James Rodriguez for free. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ethan.
Yeah, it was free.
Alan Decore, I'm not sure the pricing. They're
both 20 mil each, I think.
Yeah, in today's market, it's great business.
Alan for 20 mil is an absolute steal.
Yeah. See, we need him, but he's out till the end of January, I think.
Is he? That's a big blow for Everton. I feel like Everton, I watched them against Sheffield United on the weekend with a very weak side. They didn't have Richarlison, Alan.
Yeah, Alan, Rodriguez, Luka Dean.
See, you're talking 4 first-team players. People keep talking about Liverpool's injuries. Who actually starts that's injured for Liverpool right now? Van Dijk, Joe Gomez.
Yeah.
Can you name anyone else?
Because Fabinho, you could say Fabinho's better than Joe Gomez. He's done a good job.
I literally had this conversation with someone. Fabinho is one of the best centre-halves in the league for me right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Brilliant.
The problem with that, though, in my opinion, I think he's still better in midfield. He's still a great centre-back, but I think they are missing him in midfield as well.
Yeah, because who then plays in midfield as a top
Curtis
player?
Jones at the moment.
Yeah, Curtis Jones.
He's really impressed me.
Henderson. I think Henderson's brilliant.
Yeah, I just feel like Liverpool, I think Klopp, I might be biased, but I feel like Klopp is making a huge deal out of something that's happening to everyone. Look at Everton. Yeah. They've got more first-team players out than Liverpool, and I've not heard Carlo make one complaint about it. It's happening to everyone.
Exactly.
They're crying about injuries of players who aren't even playing. They're on this bench anyway.
He's crying about subs, hasn't he?
What I didn't get was Liverpool topped the group already in the Champions League. Then they played away at, was it Michelin?
Yeah, they played a full squad.
The best team.
And they played a full side.
Who got injured? One of the big guys got injured.
Was it not Reece?
I don't remember.
I'm not sure. Can't remember. But someone did get injured.
Yeah, that's a very odd decision to do.
When did Jota get injured? Was it before that?
Oh, it was Jota. It was Jota. That's
that's the one. Yeah.
He's a good player, and he's Jota.
You can't cry about injuries, and then when you got a time where you can rest your players, perfect opportunity, play your best side.
They literally won the league.
Yeah, I think they will get stronger as the season goes, as players will start coming back, such as Van Dijk, etc. Jota, players that'll come on the bench and they can rotate. But I feel like what's very important for Liverpool is they can't have a young player like Reece Williams and Nat Phillips playing for a long period of time.
No, definitely.
I'm not blaming them at all. They're young, they're still learning, they're still improving. But they make mistakes, and that's what comes with being a central defender. You will make mistakes and improve from it. Reece Williams, he made a mistake against Tottenham. I feel like he got dragged in from the run, I think it was from Birdline. Yeah. And then again against West Brom. He nearly got caught out with that Colin Grant chance.
He got beat for pace, didn't he?
Yeah, and the Champions League game when they lost 1-0, I think it was. Top of my head, I can't remember who it was again.
It'll be Atlanta.
Atlanta. It was Reece's man that he didn't track. I'm not blaming the kid because he's only 19 years old, but it's just like you can't have he can get away with playing the odd game here and there, but for a long period of time, it will start costing Liverpool points.
They're inconsistent at Liverpool.
Yeah, Matip is a good defender, but he's not. He's injury prone. He plays a few games, gets injured.
Yeah, he got injured again, didn't he?
Yeah. Liverpool are on tonight, aren't they? I think Reece will play. I'm not. Who else is there? Nat Phillips, I think, is the same. He's decent, but they'll make mistakes. So I feel like in January it might be worth Liverpool signing a centre half. I'm not talking the £100 million. Just someone that will come in and do the job. I can't say.
There's a few you could get for cheap. Like, I think
Johnny Evans.
Yeah, not Johnny Evans because he'll cost to Leicester. Leicester will want a lot of money from him. But like David Alaba, like Ethan just said, just someone they can maybe get on a free or a cheap, someone that's quite experienced, just to come in and do a job. You don't have to start every game, just that presence there, just in case they need him. Because the last thing you want is you never know, Fabinho can get injured. It's not.
He's versatile as well, Alaba. That's what Liverpool like. They like having versatile players who can play
Yeah,
quite
like
a few positions.
James Milner.
Yeah, you have to. Got Fabinho. They've got a few.
Yeah, I feel like they will win the league, but it's something that they'll need to keep an eye on, that centre half position. You don't want a young player playing for 10 games in a row because it could
100%.
start costing you points. I feel like United won't be too far behind. It'll be close, but I just feel like United going forward, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
I feel like Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Martial, they're world-class players, but defensively, just too shaky for me.
They need to sort out.
Mistakes.
They need to sort out the fact that when they go 1-0 down, like every away game, they always bring it back. At some point, they're not gonna be able to bring it back.
That PSG game, for an example, you can do it. You can do it playing your Southamptons, your West Hams. When you start playing the big sides like your Man Cities, your Liverpools, and in Europe, it will start costing you.
I think we have improved that a little bit recently with the performances against Leeds, especially, and Leicester. The Leeds performance was really good. The way we started in that game, I wish we could start like that every week because I think we'd be in a really good chance of winning the league if we played like that. But we just don't. Sometimes we just don't turn up. I feel like we're like Chelsea as well. Chelsea sometimes to turn up against Arsenal, they really didn't turn up. So just a case of which United side is on the day.
I've been really impressed with United this season. I'm not sure where it's come from, but the side's always been there. But they've just started ticking a little bit now. You see,
our squad depth is really good as well.
Yeah, I think Bruno Fernandes is essential for United.
Unbelievable.
He gets United ticking. He'll single-handedly create something on his own. Like the vision he's got is ridiculous. He'll find Rashford in ridiculous angles and spaces.
Yeah.
But defensively, I just feel like fullbacks just a bit shaky. I think Luke Shaw played really well against Leicester personally.
I've been a fan of Luke Shaw this season. I really have.
It depends on Man United set up, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alex Tellez will play if you want more attacking. Luke Shaw plays if you want more defensive.
So like Wan-Bissaka's a bit of a liability. Centre halves, they have a few good games, but then they'll make a mistake. They need to consolidate at the back for me. Centre half maybe. Lindelof's been okay recently, but I feel like it's not good enough to win you the league. Like they conceded goals every game. Like even though they beat Leeds 60s, conceded 2 goals, 2 against Leicester, conceded against West Ham. When's the last time United kept a clean sheet?
Everton.
Midweek. Yeah, but that was at 8 changes or something. When in the league?
I can't remember. Maybe West Brom at home. That was a while ago.
1-0, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that could have been. They're conceding against Sheffield United. Silly, sloppy goal. You can't concede. When do you see Liverpool and Man City conceding these goals? You just don't. For me,
especially the first one, Dean Henderson.
Yeah, it's just silly, isn't it? And then the game, they should have killed it off at 3-1. They allowed Sheffield United to come back into it. It's just little moments like that. You need to kill the game sometimes.
Yeah, right, boys. One big talking point this season has been Arsenal. So where have you got them finishing?
I think they'll finish 7th or 8th. I think they'll end up turning it on.
Yeah, me too.
He beat Chelsea, obviously, the other day, and he played very well. If he play that against other teams, I think they'll be pushing near the end of the season.
Yeah.
That's a late push.
I thought Arteta was really brave as well in his team selection to drop Willian and drop Aubameyang. Yeah, more senior players. I thought it worked really well. I've got them to finish. I've got them to finish 10th. I don't think they'll do too well, but I don't think it can get any worse for them, really.
I feel like they got a big game tonight against Brighton. They need to.
Brighton are the ball side as well.
Yeah, I feel like if they win tonight, they might have some momentum and start kicking on a little bit. But tonight's a big night for Arsenal, I think.
They could end up finishing 11th or 12th.
Yeah, they could.
Because there's been some teams around there that have been doing really well. Like Southampton.
Even Leeds are 12th and they're a good team, obviously.
Yeah, so Arsenal are going to have to do something like quite good to even get
the
4 or 5 places up the table.
The league isn't that good this year, but there's teams like Southampton, West Ham, Aston Villa who turned like a decent side who could compete for like Europa League places or something like that. So like there's more sides now that can push Arsenal top 6. So that's why I think they could either finish 8th or 9th or lower down.
They
Yeah, I
definitely
agree.
won't get relegated. I feel like they've got
No.
too much quality in the side. I know people are joking around about they're in the relegation fight. They'll be okay. They'll pick up results. They won't start ticking easily. They'll start picking up results here and there. It'll be enough for a high bottom half, low top half finish. But I feel like something needs addressing at Arsenal, if it's the manager, if it's the players. But
the recruitment's terrible as well.
Yeah, I feel like without Aubameyang, they were brilliant. I just don't know. I watched him against Man City during the week, and then I watched him against Chelsea. It was like two different sides.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of relegation, who have we got in the bottom 3?
I've got Fulham, West Brom, and Sheffield United.
In what
So
order?
just exactly like it is now.
Sheffield United last, West Brom 19th, Fulham 18th.
Yeah. I can see West Brom staying up, I really can. I think
tough one.
I think Burnley might drop down into there. I think it'll be close between them two. Big Sam knows what he's doing, obviously, around the bottom end of the table. It'll be very interesting.
I think out of the bottom 3 now, West Brom are more likely to stay up.
Well, I think
there's only 3 points between them and Fulham.
Who do you got, guys?
Sheffield United bottom. I can't see them do anything really.
Yeah.
Fulham, and then I've got down between Burnley or West Brom.
Come on, you got to pick one. You can't sit on the fence. Pick one.
I'm going to have to say, I've just said West Brom will stay up, but Burnley they get more results. As simple as that.
Yeah.
They pick up more points.
Yeah. Well,
they get wins.
Yeah, I've got Sheffield United bottom. I feel like they'll pick up a few more points. They are playing okay for their.
Yeah, they're not playing dreadfully.
They've lost. I can't remember.
Just not going their way.
It was around 8 games or something daft like that by 1 goal. The squad's not good enough to compete at this level. Everyone knows that. They're punching above their weight. A few points will come. I've got Fulham second from bottom. However, they're 4 unbeaten, 2 clean sheets. I just feel like they don't have enough going forward. They're not scoring enough goals. They've got good pace, but I feel like they're okay. After 2 games, everyone wrote them off. However, they have started improving. They might need a striker in.
I've been really impressed by Anguissa in midfield. I think he's a really good player.
Oh yeah, he was brilliant. He seemed to just stroll past players, don't he?
Yeah, he's really good.
Against Liverpool especially, I was really impressed with him, and Fulham in general. They deserve 3 points and dodge a little penalty, and
they've got a solid midfield, haven't they? Tom Kearney lost his cheek, Anguissa.
Yeah,
a strong midfield.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I think it's going forward where Fulham are lacking.
Yeah, they're not scoring enough goals.
Yeah, I do like Lookman, but is he going to score more than 10, 15 goals in the season? I'm not sure.
He's not going to keep you up.
Well, he cost them a point, didn't he, against West Ham?
That penalty, yeah. You can't afford to be doing stuff like that when you're down there in the league.
I think Sheffield United have done out of the 3. I don't know about 100%. Because last season, where did they finish? They finished top 10, didn't they, last season?
Yeah.
I think they got 8 or something like that.
They're missing the fans.
Second season syndrome. Everyone, when we was in lockdown, everyone and the games continued. Everyone found how they played, and then they started losing. They didn't really. It was awful after lockdown.
I feel like the presence of the fans at Bramall Lane really affects them. It's a place where you don't really want to go if you're away team, just because how hostile it is. But it's difficult for them. For me, I've got Burnley to go down as well. The reason for this is I feel like Burnley are very good defensively. Bentley and Tarkowski, fantastic. But they just lack creativity. If teams get the first goal against Burnley...
They've never really had that, have they?
This season, they haven't won a game since they've gone 1 down. I just feel like Leeds, I really fancied Leeds to win as soon as they scored that first goal. Just because...
They only played well in that game, though.
Yeah, they did. They came into it, but did they have many clear-cut chances? No, not really. They had one
that goal that they got disallowed.
Yeah, it was very harsh, to be fair. But they've only got 1 game plan going long to Chris Wood and Ashley Barnes. I feel like it will be close, though, because big game tonight, Burnley and Sheffield United.
Yeah.
I fancy a
Can you see
home
Sheffield
win.
United getting any points in that game?
It's. I feel like they're down already, but if they lose today, it's like nail on the coffin. But
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think
Big
they'll be able
chance
to
for
get
3
to
points
it.
tonight for Sheffield United. Massive chance.
I
And
don't.
I
I
think they
don't
could
want
do
to.
it.
I don't want to see Sheffield United get the lowest points tally ever, because they're not that bad to finish on less than 11 points.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they've been hard done by.
Yeah. Well, I've got Albion staying up, and the reason behind it is Big Sam. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
me too.
He's like a supply teacher in the Premier League. Something's not going right. You get Big Sam. He's been there, done it. He was at Bolton for 8 years. He left them in 5th position. He had to go because Bolton were looking for Champions League football. They're now in League 2. He went to Newcastle after that, took over when they were 50, left them in 11th. He went to Rovers, Blackburn Rovers after that, picked him up at 19th, left them at 13th. West Ham, he picked up when they were 20th, finished when they were 12th. Sunderland, 19th, he left them 17th. Palace, he went there 17th, 14th, and most recently Everton, 13th. He
Finished
picked them
8th,
up
I
and
think.
left them at 8th, yeah. So he's been there, done that. He seems to know what he's doing, and I was really impressed with the performance at Liverpool. Reason for that was they went one down, and how many teams do you see just giving? That's it, game over. They seem to be playing and stayed in formation, soaked up the pressure. They knew they'd get a chance and took it. Game plan was spot on, but they need to amplify the results against the lowest teams in the league.
They can't play like that against the teams around them. They need to
Exactly, yeah.
go forward.
Yeah, I just think Big Sam, he'll have enough in him to stay up, but it will be close between them and Burnley. It's almost
There's a few teams. There's a few teams that look poor. I think Palace at the moment don't look great. I don't think they'll go down, but they'll be down there this season.
Yeah. See, I don't have them in the 5-team league. I've got Brighton,
Yeah, I've got
Burnley,
Brighton.
West Brom, Sheffield United, and Fulham. Them 5. I think Brighton will have too much. So
Yeah,
Palace don't
Brighton are a
look
good side.
great,
Just can't win.
I've got
Yeah.
Newcastle to finish below Brighton. I do think Brighton are
Yeah,
an okay team.
I have about 6 or 7 teams that could be on. Newcastle and Palace are the extras after the 5 that Moore said.
Interesting.
Perfect, boys. I think we've covered everything quite well there. So to finish off, I've got a question for you. Which team has impressed you the most this season so far?
Aston Villa.
I'd say that as well.
I agree as well, and I'd probably because Ethan said Aston Villa, I'll go Leeds. Just the way they've come into the Premier League, they've picked up results, they've played nice football. Bielsa seems to have figured it out. They're comfortable mid-table.
Aston Villa just like a really good team all over the pitch as well. Really good defensively. Away from home, they're keeping clean sheets.
I
all
think
over the place.
Martinez was a fantastic signing for them. And
Yeah,
Watkins.
The recruitment's been very good. They kept Grealish as well, got him to a new contract. Signed a new contract, so you'll go. If they were selling, the amount of money they get for Grealish now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking at 100 million.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's crazy how they could have easily got relegated, and now they're in the Europa League spots.
Crazy how Premier League works.
I really like Villa.
See, Villa and West Ham are decent as well.
Yeah, West Ham have impressed me.
Going to the Championship. I was going to the Championship. Barnsley. Like they've never ever got any quality ever. But in the last 5 games, they picked up 12 points. That's 4 wins. In the last 10, they picked up 18, and they just look a lot better than the obviously your
above Blackburn in the league as well.
Your Forest, your Derby. They look a lot better than the so-called big sides in the league without any quality that they've got. They've got them. See that their main man's Coley Woodrow, who's not. Well, he's a good player. He's got 6. Yeah, he's not. You wouldn't class him as a Championship striker. They're just playing really well and picking up results, and that's not like Barnsley. Barnsley are usually not a great side.
They're a bit of a yo-yo club at the moment as well.
Yeah. Like Rotherham.
Any other suggestions for teams in the Championship, or are we done?
How are Huddersfield doing? Because every time I've seen them play, they played all right. Have they got? Was it Leeds? Is it Bielsa's assistant.
Yeah, that's
Went to
their
Huddersfield.
manager, yeah. Bielsa number 2.
Yeah.
Huddersfield progressive for me. They was in the relegation fight last season. They've come along, progress. The club didn't look in a great shape as they got
Lost Colin Grant as well.
Yeah, lost Colin Grant. I don't think they replaced him with a start. They've got Campbell up front, I think. But yeah, I feel like the progressive season, mid-table's a good season. When you get relegated, it's important for a club like Huddersfield. They're not like the big sides with the best players. Important to consolidate again in the Championship.
I think them not going up a few years ago, losing in the playoff final, hurt them a bit. They've not really recovered since.
It feels weird that they were ever a Premier League team in the first place. For a couple of seasons as well.
They won the thing, didn't they?
Yeah, they won the first against Reading on penalty, I think.
Yeah. They did,
the next season,
they came down. When
they came down, they've not recovered since when they came down.
Yeah, that's what you meant. Yeah, well, they really struggled last season. They were in the relegation fight, just stayed up on the last few games, but
they
this
beat
season they've been
West
a bit
Brom,
better. Yeah, that's what it was.
When Leeds won the league.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, it was that Friday night game, that weren't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Huddersfield, they lost Colin Grant and they're mid-table. You can't be complaining if you're a Huddersfield fan at the moment.
Yeah, he plays some good stuff, but don't think they have the players.
Right, good stuff, boys. I think we've wrapped up nicely there. I think we've covered a lot of good stuff in this first episode. I think we'll be doing weekly, won't we, boys? I think.
Yeah.
There's more content to come as well, not just podcasts. We'll be doing all sorts of stuff like match reactions with specific teams fans. So there's a lot of good content on the way. So we felt like this was a good place to start, just to so you guys can get to know us a bit more. And we'll see how our predictions pan out at the end of the season, won't we?
Hopefully we're spot on.
Yeah, I'm sure we all will be. Yeah, apart from Liverpool. Right, boys, are we done there?
Yeah, that's all done, yeah.
Perfect. So thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch you shortly. See ya.
Thank you. See you later.
See you, everyone. Bye.